Welcome back to Mega Man 2, folks. So, we're going to take on the Robot Master that most folks prefer to take on first, and that is Metal Man! There are several reasons why lots of people like taking his stage on first. For one, his stage is actually quite easy. It's not that hard at all. You also get a very free and easy-to-get energy tank right there. But the real reason, though, is because Metal Man's weapon, the weapon you get from Metal Man, is so drastically overpowered. Like, it's unbelievable how overpowered it is. But in the previous part, we got the Quick Boomerang from Quick Man, and yeah, it makes Mega Man pink. I already like it because of that. The Quick Boomerang actually is really powerful. Like, it does a lot more damage than just the regular old Mega Buster. And, oh boy, you can fire it pretty much forever. I mean, it takes a good, like, 5 minutes of constantly firing it before you drain all the energy away. It's crazy, but it's a really good weapon, and of course, it is strong against Metal Man. It is his weakness, after all. And so the boomerangs, they actually don't go the whole length of the screen like the Mega Buster, but they go a good portion of the ways. Like, a good portion of the way towards the end of the screen. More than enough, and yeah. You don't have to keep pushing the button to shoot them, though. You can just push and hold the button down, and it'll just rapid fire, which I love that. I love that to death. I can never get the timing down for these weird block robots? What are these things? What is their purpose? I don't know. It's better not to question things. There's another energy tank down there. I believe that is energy tank number 4, and... No, energy tank number 5, I want to say. And since I can only carry 4 energy tanks, I have to use one to pick it up. So, huzzah. You also need item 2 or item 1 to get out of that. If you only have item 3, then you're not going to be able to do it. And if you don't have any of the items, you're not going to be able to get out of there. But enough rambling. It is time now for Metal Man. So as I said just a bit ago, he is weak against the Quick Boomerang, and Metal Man's actually really easy to beat when you realize how he works. Okay, he doesn't throw those metal gears at you until after you push the shoot button. Usually. Occasionally he will just throw them. They're actually really easy to dodge though, but I'm not doing too good. Sometimes Metal Man is easiest to beat with the Mega Buster since, you know, Quick Boomerang, even though it's got plenty good range for going through levels, it does not reach him from the opposite side of the screen. When the screen flashes like that, Metal Man changes the direction the conveyor belt is pushing you. Not that that matters much. And yeah, Metal Man's actually not that hard to kill. He actually has 2 weaknesses, though. He is weak against the Quick Boomerang, this is true, but he's also weak against his own weapon, the Metal Blade, which is far and away the most broken weapon in this game. We're going to get a good example here in a bit when we take on Bubble Man! Yeah! What a weird Robot Master. Oh, but his stage theme, oh my god, my favorite song in this whole entire game. Even more so than the Wily Castle songs that we're going to hear later. I love Bubble Man's theme. It is glorious. But as I was saying, though, Metal Man is weak against his own weapons. And I mean drastically weak against them. So much so that if you shoot him with his own weapon, it'll take half his health away. If you shoot him again, he will die. Yes, Metal Man dies in 2 hits from his own weapon. I'm not kidding. When we get to the boss rush, you'll see what I'm talking about. In fact, that's another thing that makes Metal Blade so overpowered is, geez, Flash Man is weak to it, Metal Man's weak to it, Bubble Man's weak to it, Woodman is weak to it. It's strong against like half the Robot Masters. Anyway, though, this is the weapon in question. See, it hits really hard, it flies through smaller enemies to hit multiple enemies, which is why it's really good against these shrimp here. And the thing that I love about it, you can throw it in any direction. See, watch. Boom! Straight up. Or, well, I'm doing straight up again. Or top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left. You can even shoot it straight down. The Metal Blade is so overpowered, and while you do not get quite as much of it as you do, say, Quick Boomerang, you still get way more than enough. And so, even though I'm someone who usually prefers using the Mega Buster in these Mega Man games, I'm not afraid to admit when a weapon is good to be using. And the Metal Blade is so worth using. Really overpowered. Not to mention you can fire 4 at a time, like on screen, whereas you can only fire 3 of the Mega Buster at once, which is a little crazy to me. We're going to be seeing a lot of cases in which Metal Blade is really friggin' powerful. Quick Boomerang does kill those giant frogs quicker, though. I do have to say that. Mega Man 2 gives you a lot... Oh my god, look at all that weapon energy. That's another reason. It seems like weapon energy falls a lot when you use Metal Blade. Like, I swear, it seems like I get so much more weapon energy than normal. But I don't know, that could just be in my head. But, enough of my rambling. Once again, it is time for Bubble Man, who... is very, very weak. This stage isn't hard either. I would recommend taking Bubble Man on first as well, if it wasn't for Heat Man. It's unfortunate that a lot of the Robot Masters that are real... Yeah, it's that quick. It's unfortunate that a lot of the Robot Masters that are easy to take on and good ones to take on first, so many of the things that their weapons are strong against, they're a lot harder to beat, like, immediately afterwards. But anywho, we got equipped with the Bubble Lead. We blow a bubble at enemies. That's literally it. It's a lame weapon, but it is indeed strong against Heat Man. Or Lighter Man. I don't know, whatever you want to call him. He's in the shape of a lighter. Heat Man stage is my least favorite stage to take on unless I have item number 2. And that's, like I said in the previous video, this stage really is the main reason I take on Airman first, because this stage sucks. It's also why I don't take Metal Man on first, because, well, while I do love the Metal Blades, you know, you don't have item 2 for this, but we'll be seeing why I want item 2. These things can be killed with the Quick Boomerang and the Crash Bomber, and maybe the Bubble Lead. I could be wrong about that. Don't hold me to that. But I know for a fact Quick Boomerang and Crash Bomber can kill them. The thing about using Crash Bomber is, though, you only get like 8 shots of it, I think. Might be 7. And it takes like 4 to kill all these things. So Quick Boomerang's the way to go. And you can use item 3 to skip past those reappearing, disappearing blocks that freaking suck. Jeez, this stage has probably the worst reappearing, disappearing block puzzle. And no, I'm not talking about that one that we just went past. Or these ones that we're dealing with. No, this is nothing. This is nothing, man. I can do this in my sleep. Metal Blade's really good to use here, as it is everywhere else, because you can shoot it in any direction. You know, they could have made the Metal Blade be the same... Ah, shit. I don't know what the hell I was thinking with that jump. But anywho, let's continue on. I'd be fine if they made the Metal Blades the same strength as the Mega Buster, as long as they made it to where you could shoot in any direction. Seriously, I love that, which is why I love bass in Mega Man 10. It's fantastic. This right here, though, is why I always want item 2 if I come and when I get to Heat Man stage. Yes, that block puzzle goes that far. That far. That is way too long for a block puzzle. Seriously, that is the worst block puzzle I've seen in any Mega Man game so far that I've played. And I've seen quite a few of them. But anywho, blah. Heat Man stage isn't actually that bad as long as you have item number 2. That first reappearing, disappearing block puzzle was not that bad. And Heat Man himself is actually quite the pushover. Although you wouldn't be able to guess that from the really crappy way I fight him. It takes, I think, 5 or 6 shots to kill him with the Bubble Lead, which is, you know, plenty fine. And the thing is, whenever you hit him, whether it's with the Mega Buster or the Bubble Lead, he will start flaming himself, and then he'll charge to where you were when he started moving. I couldn't get the timing down for some reason when I fought him here, so I almost died, and I would have been so embarrassed if I had. But I prevailed, so who cares, really? And by beating Heatman, we get the Atomic Fire, which was only good for killing Woodman. But anywho, we also got item number 1. Probably the most useful of the items. Item number 2 is really useful as well, but item 1 you're going to be using a lot, I feel. So yeah, it's pretty swell. If it wasn't for that reappearing, disappearing block puzzle, I'd say go with Heatman. Go with Heatman. But it's time now for Woodman. He's holy shit, more burns! Ah! My timing was terrible for that. Maybe I should actually talk about this, since that's the last time we're going to see him. In Mega Man 2, when you select a Robot Master, if you're holding down the A button, then instead of the flying star things that usually show up... Oh, life. Instead of flying star things, those birds will show up. So yeah, that's a fun little thing. I don't know why they did it, but yeah. Damn carrots. Yeah, it's only fitting that the robot rabbits would be throwing carrots. Right? Right? I mean, what else would they have? There's no way they'd have like a gun or missiles or something. No, carrots. Of course. Woodman stage is pretty tough, but one good thing, there's no bottomless pits, although it does have these big-ass dogs. The first one I can beat fairly easily, but you want to use the flash stopper here to bypass the other two. There would be one right there, and you go to the next screen, and then there'd be one right here. Yeah, you'd have to fight 3 of those things in a row, and they're actually quite tough. It's pretty hard to dodge that fire in those narrow areas. So I'd recommend doing that and just skipping past the big dog things that breathe fire. I guess they're... Well, I don't know. Cerberus doesn't really breathe fire, does it? It's just a 3-headed dog. I guess that they're, Houndooms. That's the best way to look at it. They're Houndooms. I purposely let these eggs hatch to show you that you can use the metal blade to, kill a lot of these birds pretty well. Although I didn't do the best job doing it. Here we go, that's a pretty good example. And usually they drop a lot more stuff, you know? I don't know why. More rabbits. The metal blade takes care of them pretty quickly. God, I love the metal blade so much. It may be the most overpowered weapon in all of Mega Man. I'd have to actually sit there and look at every single weapon and analyze them and whatnot based off of their respective titles, because you can't just label one weapon the best for every single game. It doesn't work that way. But anywho, I'm going on and on. We're now at Woodman, who is actually quite difficult. He is weak against Heatman's weapon, but you don't want to just fire Heatman's weapon. Instead, you want to charge it up. See, so you'll charge it, and then it'll make a beeping sound that eventually will increase how loud and quick it is, like 3 times, and then once it's at the 3rd stage, then you want to fire it. Woodman's really tough, though, and if you happen to miss with one of the heat atomic fire blasts that are fully charged, you only have enough energy to do 2 of those big ones, and you will not kill it, or kill Woodman with the atomic fire if you got rid of all, or if you fired one already and you missed. So, oh, that sound. Oh, I hate this sound so much. I swear they did this just to piss people off. Anyway, as I was saying, instead you want to do your best to charge up the atomic fire again to its max, hit him with the remaining shot, and then you want to switch over to metal blades, because I don't know if Woodman's actually weak to them or not, but they do a lot of damage, better than the Mega Buster. That's what I recommend for Woodman. Any of you folks, stay tuned for part 3 where we start the Wily Castle. We're getting close to the end here.